beautiful. Keep your head up, it don't matter. Don't be discouraged, it don't matter. Let the world know that it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Beauty is so beautiful. Wonderful. Being thick has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheek. I've got a lot of love to share with long, short, and nappy hair. Take your time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. So thick hips and sexy girl, don't you be ashamed. You're so beautiful. If you're plus size, it don't matter. If you got curves, it don't matter. Maybe a little thick, it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Keep your head up, it don't matter. Don't be discouraged, it don't matter. Let the world know that it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Beauty is so beautiful. Plus size is so wonderful. Being thick has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheek. I've got a lot of love to share with long, short, and nappy hair. Take your time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. So thick hips and sexy girl, don't you be ashamed.
Hey everybody, welcome to Jamila Girl Talk, mind, body, soul, and business. Hey Chuck, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Jamila? Good to see you. Hey, I'm ready.
Nice seeing you.
Every time I get on here, I always, get a, great interview or a great guest. So I'm very interested in hearing our guest today. So let's go.
Wow. Every week is something new and spectacular. This week, we have our special guest, Mr. Delaney Lala Johnson. He is an entrepreneur. His resume is longer than mine. So that I met Lala as a manager, for a talent manager. It's called 15 Dynasty Management, but he has so much more to share about, experiences, his travels, and, just so much wealth of information. And I know you ladies are saying, what happened to the Girl Talk? Well, this is Girl Talk and, just really good content. And that's what we like to share and, make people feel good, get them ready for the rest of the week. And, that's what we do. So it's Jamila J Girl Talk. But every girl needs a couple of good guys to keep us going, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a man's world, but it ain't nothing without a woman or a girl. But with that said, Mr. Lala, how are you? Welcome to our show.
I am doing great, and I am very delighted to be on J Girl Talks. Jamila J Girl Talks. I am definitely delighted to be on this talk show.
Well, we're delighted to have you, and we appreciate you taking your time. It's a holiday weekend, and, you could have been barbecuing or, blowing off your hand with fireworks, but you decided to spend some time. You decided to spend some time with us.
I don't think I'm going to be blown off my hand. My blown off hands days is over since I was 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dangerous. But Mr. Lala, where were you born and where do you live now?
I was born in Harlem, New York, and I live in the Bronx.
Okay, awesome. I was just in Harlem a couple weeks ago too, brother. Yes, sir.
Well, next time you come, make sure you hit me up.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Because yeah, I definitely will. I definitely will. We'll exchange information. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Mm.
Cool, cool. So you have so many facets of your career. Um, I mean, if I read a little bit about your resume, political, of course, entertainment, construction, and legal.
Wow.
I mean, where do we start? Let's start from the beginning. You know, you were raised in Harlem. You were born in Harlem. You were raised in Harlem also?
I was born in Harlem. I was raised in the Bronx in South Carolina.
Mm,
Okay.
awesome. Shout out to Kendra. Kendra, she was born in South Carolina, so she's on the feed now as we speak. So, but I get
Yeah.
her
Yeah,
question in
they call South Carolina Chucktown.
Chucktown. Okay.
That's where
Wow.
all the Geechees are from. When
Okay.
somebody say a Geechee, you know it's from the Carolinas.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Or if they say I'm from Chucktown, you know it's from the Carolinas.
Mm. Okay. Good stuff.
Now you were raised in the Carolinas, but you came back to New York.
Yeah, my father is from Carolina. My mom's is from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I have
Okay.
both worlds.
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
used to go down there when I was young, come back to New York, go back down there, come back. Because my father wanted me to get familiar with his side of the family, and which was a good thing because I learned a lot of my values from down there.
Mm. Okay.
But you used to spend the summers down there with your dad, or?
One time, I spent like 4 years straight down there. I went to public school down there.
Oh,
Then
okay.
I came back to New York when I was going to middle school. Then every summer I used to go back and forth.
How do you think that experience shaped your life? I mean, going from a major city to the country, I suppose, you know?
Listen, it really shaped my life. You know, and just like you just said, coming from a major city, going like down to a small town. I mean, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Um, they had me down there for 3 years and had to send me back. So you could imagine. But I learned a lot by being in South Carolina. I
Mhm.
learned a lot of my values from being down there. I learned how to clean my room, take care of my bed. I learned how to work. I learned how to eat proper. So,
Mm.
a lot of things I have learned from down there. I learned about hospitality,
Mm.
how you speak to people when you see them, hello, regardless if you know them or not, you know.
Mm.
So I learned, and all of that was embedded in me, and which, it helped me through life.
Mm-hmm. And that's true too, because when I came from the city too, city of Chester, and I used to always go to, in Virginia, Georgia. I used to go down south all the time, and of course you get, oh, you got an accent, when they had the accent. I got a little twang, whatever you call it, but I used to love going down there, and like you said, the hospitality is nothing like Southern hospitality, man. Nothing like it. It's unbelievable. Like the way that they greet you, like you say hello. I know in New York, if you say hello to somebody, they like, what is he trying to do? You know what I'm saying? What's going
Right.
on? So,
Right.
just to have that, just to show your appreciation, when you did see a person, was great, to actually be able to express yourself in that way. You know what I mean? So I used to enjoy going down south all the time, definitely. So that was an awesome experience, man. I love the South. Shout out to all the Southern people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely have to shout them out,
Mhm.
because if you look at it, some of our great people came from the South
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
in music,
Mhm.
in inventing things. They came from the South. Look at James Brown.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
all of them from the South, and traveled north. And years later, they went back home.
Mm.
Yeah,
We definitely got to shout South out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of a lot of great people. My people came from Texas and migrated to California, and that's where our roots are. That's where our roots are.
Mm.
I used to live in Texas.
Yeah. So where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to college?
I went to college in New York. I went to college in New Rochelle. Then, do y'all want me to break that down, the college thing?
Yeah, if you want, if you want,
No, I mean, I don't mind. All right, I went to the College of New Rochelle for a liberal arts degree.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got in the class, I wanted to be a caseworker.
Mm.
But what I did a research and found out how much they make a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that deterred my whole ideology on being a caseworker.
Mm.
Even though I wanted to help the people, but I also had to take care of my livelihood. Because you have to project in about 5 years when you come out of college, how the economics going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And off of that, I wouldn't be able to survive. So I rerouted my whole career and went to the Pratt for construction management.
Mm-hmm.
Now with construction management, after the completion of construction management out of Pratt, you're going to make $76,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the more experience you make, the more money you make.
Mm-hmm.
But after completing construction management, in reality, you could be a developer because you would know everything about construction.
Right.
But you're not doing the labor job. You're managing it. Any site that you see in New York, I don't care how big, how small, there's 3 people in charge. It's the owner, the construction manager, and the architect. Quickly run a whole site. So the construction manager played a very important part in any project. And that's what I wanted to do as me being a black man. My thing is standing up and being in the forefront as me being a black man.
Okay. Awesome.
A lot of brothers, I hate to say, don't like responsibility, but I love it. And that's what I did.
Awesome. Yeah,
I bet that was less time than getting a BA or an MA, and you probably came out making probably more money.
Yeah.
After attaining the construction job. Yeah. I mean, you come out making $76,000 just coming out of school. So if you get about 2-3 years experience, sky's the limit then. I had a partner of mine, the school I went to, it was so prominent that you could go and fill out the papers anywhere and have on the name of the school and they hire you just like that. I had a friend of mine that when we was in school, he did an intern. He did an intern on Africa and never came back.
Wow.
And he said he loved it. Run the whole thing. He got bodyguards, everything.
Wow.
They pay for everything.
Yeah, I'm big on the construction side too, because that's where it's at, the construction. You know what I mean? That's where you make that. But
Excuse me, let me just interject.
uh,
Construction is really where it's at. What
mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't know is different levels to construction.
Right,
A lot of
right.
brothers get in there and want to be leg man, mixed brick mason. We've been doing that for years. Let's
Right.
take it to another level. Let's go to school and be construction manager. Let's go to school and be safety. Have safety positions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, safety could come and shut down a whole project.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who project it is, or how long it's been there, or how many people been there.
Right.
So, you know, we have to learn how to work smart and stop working hard.
Yeah, and that's true because I work on the electrical side of construction. So I am a safety senior specialist. So I am a safety guy that goes around and make sure everyone's doing their job correctly.
That's
and
right.
like you said, you can shut down the job site or whatever you need to do. So yeah, that's what I do. But I did come up through the electrical construction way, and then of course work your way up in the management. So and I try to tell people all the time, those trades is where it's at, man. A lot of times because a lot of people, they go to college and you know, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and they come out, like you said, making, you know, peanuts. And it's like, wow, how am I going to pay this student loan off that I had here of $100-something thousand? I'm only getting $40,000 a year if I get lucky over here. Like, how am I going to make ends meet on that, plus make a living? So again, I always encourage the trades because like I said, you seem to come out better on the back end after you get out of school. And school is not that how can I say, it's more not that expensive as college. You understand what I'm saying? So you're able to manage and get that loan if you have to have a loan out of there. So yeah, I love I always talk construction. I mean, not construction, but
trade.
Trade, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've lost that perspective, you know, for your college, but college is not for everybody. So if you can get a trade and, you know, be able to support yourself and support your family, is, you know, it's something that's for everybody, but college is not for everybody.
Well, you know, you got to understand, if you look at history, American history, African American history, and go back into like the 50s, the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s, not too many Black people went to college.
Yeah.
But all of them had trades.
Yep.
Yeah. This is why when you had the organizations, we supported the organization. We didn't have a problem because all of us had money when other people didn't, because we had a trade. Now, you know, they got a brother out named Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
And he breaks that down. Not that he breaks it down. If you go and backtrack with him and do your research to see if he's right, the man is right. They took all the trades. We were so organized at one time. We used to support all our organization, all our leaders. That's why we were so netted and bonded. Because that's how they stay strong, and that's how we always had support. So when things happen and they, you know, when you want to break something up, what do? You follow the money. You follow the education. So back in the 70s, I think it was the Reagans or the Bush took everything out of school, all the trades out of school. So in the 80s, they came with something else. They came with the drugs. In the 90s, we was all tore up. So it took like 30 years to disembobulate us. And people always saying, Black people don't stick together, Black people don't stick together. But it was a plan. We was together before the 70s.
Hmm.
So it had to been a design plan to put us in the position that we in now.
But there's so many examples of that. I don't know if there's a place here in California called Allensworth, and my grandmother, she she would always go. That was her little spot, right? So she would go down there 3 or 4 months out of the year and stay at Allensworth. She had her chickens in her garden. And so when we was kids, we used to call it Green Acres, and we would never go there. So we would never like, nah, I ain't going there. But so when I got older, maybe about five years ago, so there was a tour. We took the tour. Allensworth was founded by Colonel James Allensworth, and it was an all-black town. They had their own school. They had their own general store. They had their own banks. I mean, everything. It's still there. It's a campground. And I didn't know, when I was growing up, that this was a historical black town. And I started doing research. I learned about Tulsa. I learned about Wall Street. It used to be a black area. So it goes on and on and on, and it's like, well, why don't we have anything? Every time we have something, they poison the water in Allensworth, and it is dry to this day. It's dry like a desert. And I think in the 60s, that's when everybody came out of Allensworth. Recently, my favorite beach is Manhattan Beach here in Southern California. It's like, I love Manhattan Beach. Mm-hmm. Manhattan Beach was owned by a black man. They took his land, and now they're trying to get it back. His relatives are getting it back.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so this is historically what has, gone on with our people. And it's like, oh, you don't have nothing. Every time we get something, it's like Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's history. Mm-hmm. They burned that place down 3 times. Mm-hmm. So, we can go on and on about that, but that's why I wanted to bring Mr. Lala here, so we can have these hard discussions, mm-hmm. and I think it's good for us. It's good for our kids. And if you didn't know about Manhattan Beach, pull it up. If you didn't know about Allensworth, you can look up all these places. It's documented history.
Wow.
When a lot of people, when I say black people, when I say people, I'm talking about black African Americans, male and female, that states that we don't stick together. They state that because they see that now, but they do not take out the time and do a research and find out why we in the condition that we're in. If they do the research, they will have a different outlook on what's going on today.
Right.
Back in the time, we was together. I mean, it was nothing but, if we didn't have anything, we had love between one another. We always supported one another. We always had that village mentality. Mm-hmm. And we always did things among ourselves. Just like you say, Wall Street, and you have a couple of other places. A lot of foundation and what it was at that time, when people come into them communities that not African American, they had to come in there carrying a certain standard. They just couldn't come in there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they seen how we were so unified and together and supported one another, and how we owned a lot of things, and they just liked it that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just liked it that. Not only that, and if we talking about around the United States, now even in government, if you look back in government, since the war, a lot of African slaves got involved with governments
Mm.
and was running the government, and the Europeans didn't like that.
Yeah.
You can't say that a black man or a black woman is lazy when you taking and burning everything from us, then talk about it was 100 years later. What can we do now? 100 years later, your family is living on the same thing that you have taken from us. So take it back. It doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
This sister got a book called what's the name of this book? Betrayal, or I have to look at her name. And she got a book says that betrayal or something about you stealing something, and saying that everything you have doesn't belong to y'all. Y'all stole it, but y'all have to give it back. It belongs to you.
Oh, is that Marion Williamson?
I have
Maybe.
to take a look at it.
Okay. I know Marion Williamson. She's
a historian. She's a doctor.
Yeah. She said she apologized for what white people did to African people. But I want to move on to how you got into entertainment and how that connected with your, your philosophy and your politics.
Well, I got into entertainment. It's because at one point in time I used to go out a lot, and we used to be on the stars used to be around us, and plus, I was making a whole lot of money, so I had to pick some things that I could still make a whole lot of money and not have any problem and get in trouble. So I picked construction and entertainment. And that's how I got into that. And I wound up starting a construction company, a safety training company. And I wound up starting a management company and a clothing line. I had a lawyer that wanted me to do a record label. This was about like six years ago or something like that.
Okay, awesome, man. Hey, listen, I want to come back to the conversation, but we got so many comments out there. I want to get these comments up and running, so I don't want them to think we're ignoring them. We got Sky Dawn. She says, hello, fam.
Hey,
Sky. Thanks for tuning in. She says, hello, Lele. What's going on? So she's shouting you out, brother. And
what's her name? Sky Dawn?
Yeah, Sky Darling. Yeah, Sky Darling.
Oh, Sky Darling. How you doing, Sky Darling?
She says, Kings for sure. And Kendra Moore says, hi, fam. We don't mind eye candy on a Sunday. Hi, Queen Jamila and fellas. What's going on, Kendra? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. And Sky says, please share this show. You will feel good and others. Thanks for the promo, Sky. We appreciate it. She says, hey, sis. I think she's talking to Kendra there. My man Will Dixon says, good afternoon, Charles, Jamila, and Feel Good Talk. What's going on, Will?
Hey, Will.
Also, Kendra says, repping Charleston and Beaufort, South Carolina. So I was telling you about Kendra, and this is where she reps South Carolina. So
There you go.
that's where she is. I mean, well, not where she is, but that's where she comes from. Put it like
Okay.
And she says, hello. Okay, everybody's speaking to each other. Now, let's see. So we get this all the time. Let's see. We got Kendra speaking back to Sky and Will, and Will speaking back. Sky says that's dope. But here's something Sky says. She says, there are so many construction projects in Boston going on now. I rarely see, she must mean kings like yourself on the sites here. I only know one person who has two major projects. My brother, because in the past he went to school for undergrad for business, but couldn't get a job until he went to a school for urban planning in Boston as a lawyer. It was such a challenge for him. unbelievable the racism in Boston and New England. Ooh, yes, indeed. And that, hey, Scott, that guy goes on all around, but yeah, that's definitely true. And that's a shame that, he couldn't get his fair shake. You know what I mean? We also have, she says, Scott says, we need to keep our money in our community 6 times like our elders did in the past.
Yeah, it's true.
We get some money and it goes right out. It goes one time, that's it. It's gone. So,
well, the system in Boston, I think Philadelphia, I heard about Philly, and I really want to come down there and do something down there. I wanted to get a couple of brothers. We put some money together and buy some property. Anything that I do, I like to go through the community, like politicians and stuff like that, and see, what could we work out. But I would love, to come down there and buy some property and hire some people from the area, train them in the whole nine, so everybody can eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds great. I mean, anytime you want to come through, let me know. I'll take you through Philly.
Oh, that's where you from?
Well, I'm from Chester, but I'm outside. It's a suburbs. Well, I'm from Chester, but outside of Philadelphia, about 10 minutes outside of Philly. But again, I mean, it's so close. You know what I mean? But I'm in Delaware now, but it's not. It's not that far.
Oh, Delaware! Oh my God!
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I've been here for about 20 years, man.
Delaware?
Yeah.
I had a friend that moved from Terry Woods moved from Delaware to Atlanta. And I got a couple of friends. It's so quiet that a lot of people try to get me to move from New York, right? And want me to move to like Delaware, Atlanta, and different other places. And I'm telling them, I said, sit down and think about it. I said, what you talking about? I said, you know what an anatomy is, right? They said, yeah. I said, the heart of the anatomy function the whole body. I said, now New York, the United States is the anatomy, but New York is the heart. If the heart stopped, everything else shut down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I said, I don't care where you go, record deals, wherever you go, you got to come to New York to get that check. You want diamonds, gold, you got to come to New York and get all of that. And I said, why should I? My opinion, and I'm just saying my opinion, a lot of people that leave New York is the ones that want to stay home and think a gold plate going to come to them and feed them. And that's not, and that's not possible. You have to get out of here and make it happen. You have some sisters that got 2, 3 things going on. They will spin circles around a person. And, that's what I like. I like the movements. I like the cyclings. So, I stay right here. I mean, I could get up 12 o'clock at night and say, oh, man, I've been home 2, 3 days. Let me go downtown and hang out. And I could do that. If I go anywhere else, I'll probably have to wind up going to a Waffle House. Or I might have to go to a strip club. I've never been to a strip club.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Hey, but
that's true, though.
Yeah, if you ever want to relax, though, I think they may, you want to take a break from the city life, come on down to some nice. It depends on what area you in now. Not every area is quiet now, but some areas that we do have that are quiet, that you would, just to lay back, relax, get your mind right. You know what I mean? That's what they talking about.
Yeah, sometimes, a lot of things close down like at 2 o'clock, 12 or 2. I'm just getting started at 12 or 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's California.
you gotta stay up in New York then.
Yeah. Last call for alcohol, 2:00.
Hey,
You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. So that's what they tell you at 2:00.
What about up in Cali? Same thing in Cali?
Yeah, 2:00.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, my opinion, I don't have time to sit back and take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just speaking for myself. I don't have time to sit back and take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
We've been sitting back and taking it easy for 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's true.
So it's over. People ask me when I'm going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I said, wait a minute. I said, I know you ain't asked me that. So I have to give them a scenario. I said, well, have you ever been to the jungle?
Mm.
They said, yeah. I said, have you ever seen the lions, the gorillas, the bears? Do you ever see them retire?
Mm-mm.
I guarantee you, if they could talk and you go out there and you ask them when they were going to retire, they probably will chase you out of the jungle. And they would tell you, who's going to take care of my family?
Right.
I'm gonna eat. Yeah, I'm
If
gonna
I
eat.
retire, somebody going to come and overpower my family, my kids, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I would retire is when God told me to come home.
I heard that.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about your different, your entertainment company and the different acts you have. The singers, models. What do you represent? Who do you represent?
I have models. I have artists. I'm trying to get some more designers, and I got producers. I got a producer right now in California named Glock.
Mm.
Work with a lot of people like in New York from back in the day, and he's still relevant. He worked with Sheena Eve and all of them back at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the Dr. Dre of the East at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And now he moved back to Cali. And he's working with the Outlaws, some of the people from the Outlaws.
Mm.
He's a 3-time Grammy Award producer.
Mm.
Then I have Solomon Childs. Solomon Childs came up from the Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
At what time he was signed to Tommy Boy Records.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's not signed no more. I have a couple of models. I just got back on my model thing. I'm trying to build that back up. So I'm signing more models.
Mm-hmm.
So if any models out there that's hot, want to learn, get in contact with me, and let's see if we could get you signed.
Mm.
I'm working back on my clothing line, so I'm looking for some designers, and that's what I'm going to be working on right now. And matter of fact, we're in process of doing a fashion show. We haven't came up with the dates yet. We came up with some models. We're looking for more. We're looking for more designers.
Mm-hmm.
And once we get that in order, then we're going to come up with a date and start having fashion show, hopefully twice a year. And I want them to get bigger so I can start moving it around. Instead of having it in New York, I want to have it in Miami on a yacht.
Mm.
Instead of having it in Miami, let's have it in California. Let's have it in so and so and so.
What's your criteria for your models? That's what I do. So, but we do plus size,
Yeah, my criteria for model, with me, my model's criteria is what society represent.
Mm-hmm.
We come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of sisters, dark skin, heavy set. They don't want to spend a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So why not have models like these sisters, brothers like these sisters? So long as they about 5'7", something like that is good. Even if they kind of shorter, we can use them for print or urban, because I'm going to be dealing with a lot of urban clothes.
There's a petite market too, Lala.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, petite. Plus petite, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole market.
What's the plus petite? What's that size?
Petite is like a shorter 5'2", 5'3", but they still plus size. Those are the, the curvy, like Crystal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, kind of shorter, but they still got that hourglass.
Okay,
so, we have a lot of models watching. So at the end, you can leave your information too. So, they can reach out to you, or they can reach out to me and I'll get them to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm the type of guy, I want to do things that other people don't do. I'm the type of guy, I like to be in the forefront. I'm the type of guy, I like responsibility. You can tell by my bio, when you're talking about a black man that don't do this or don't do that, that will separate me from everybody else, because this is what I do.
Yeah, I like the fact too that you look for models that are,
diverse.
Right, that diverse, and plus, that's true, because I mean, it ain't. I don't see. I mean, they like we talked before, Jamila, about the size 0 models and stuff of that nature.
Yeah,
I like to see meat on my bones. So again, that's good that you're sticking to that. You know what I mean? Versus size 0 on down.
We come in all shapes and sizes.
Right.
And the sisters that's spending the money, because in reality, sisters spend more money than males.
Right.
Yeah.
And they plus sizes, or they thick. We come thick.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even go in the store and buy jeans no more.
Right.
But skinny jeans.
Oh, come on, man.
Our structure is not structured like that. And I say, well, I tell the guy in the call the manager, what is this?
Yeah.
I look like I'm European.
Right. I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's hard now. Like, you go into the stores, and I'm old, so I like stuff to fit me. Something that give me room. And you go in there now, it's like skinny, slim. I'm like, I can't wear this.
We don't come like that.
Yeah, it's like, this is crazy. Yeah,
that's the Pee Wee Herman look.
I mean, it's very rarely you're gonna find us that size. If we are that size, we young, 18, 17, 16, 15.
Mm-hmm.
As we get older, we get thicker.
Yeah,
It's in our genes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm working on my models.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely working on my model. I want to have the best models, even if they plus size. I want them to be the best.
Right.
And we're going to get into things that they don't do at fashion show. I mean, this is what get me so, discombobulated.
Mm-hmm.
Fashion Week, they set the standards of. Who are they to set the standards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they to say, if you don't have light-skinned women in your fashion show, that you don't have a good fashion show?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Now, my mother's dark-skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me I'm not going to have no dark-skinned models? You got to be crazy. If I do that, it means I don't like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Queen Latifah said in the Bible, why you look at me? Because the complexion of my skin.
Mm-hmm.
She said, this is the way God made me.
Right.
What he make is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's why I love that Rihanna brand, man. She brings it. You ever
Yeah.
see her model? It's hot. It's hot. The whole show that she does, she puts it together very well, man.
Yeah, what she learned, and it's good. And Jay-Z wife is like that also.
Yeah, Beyonce. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she goes somewhere when they wanted to do something, and she don't see no people of color there. She said, "Nah, listen, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have nobody here look like me. I can't do that."
Right.
So that means a lot of sisters and brothers is conscious of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the brothers that give video and said they don't want no dark-skinned woman, they not conscious yet. They're gonna come around sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just have to have time with them.
Right.
We come in every flavor. Whatever flavor you see out there come from a dark-skinned woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's speak for itself.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hey, look.
yeah. I'm gonna have different size art models, different heights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to deal with urban clothes because if you do a research, the people that buy the clothes is from the urban area. We the one that's spending trillions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm interested in. I'm just interested in doing fashion shows that different from everybody else.
Right.
Maybe we might have a fashion show, then have a big photo shoot,
Mm-hmm.
then entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to be different.
Awesome. Hey, we got some comments out there too, so I'm gonna jump on these real quick. Got a few of them out here, and we got Scott Darley. She says, Queen Jamila and King Charles, thank you for always having this show. It helps me to be focused and keep my self-esteem 200% elevated. Hey, and thank you for coming on, Sky, and supporting us each week. We definitely appreciate that. Actually supporting Feel Good Talk in general. She says she would love to go. So you're talking about that fashion show or that event that you're going to have, so we'll keep you informed on that one, Sky.
I'm gonna do before. Can I give my phone number now? My office number.
Yeah, I put it up there for you. Let me hold on. Let me get this right.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
Toward the end, we'll get you. Yep. Robert Dickinson, what's going on, Rob? He says, when actuality now you see the superstars wearing the ankle choker pants, tight suits. I mean, fashion is changing. Hey, you right about that, man. I can't get into it, man. I got big calves too, so I can't be walking around.
TV Herman.
Hourglass on my legs. I can't do it. I'm sorry,
Man. Listen, I can't walk
regular
around,
pants.
I can't walk around with tight pants and have a female with me. She got on tight pants.
Right.
So walking from the back. How are you going to tell the difference? Come on, that doesn't make sense, and some things just don't make no sense.
Right. Sky says, Jamila, help my client who is a plus size. Oh, wait a minute. Jamila, help my client who a plus size get jobs. Oh, okay. Be on her magazine cover. Hold on, let me get this right. Let me see exactly what she's saying.
You want me to read it? I know what she's saying.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Thanks, Sky.
Jamila helped my client who is plus size get jobs, be on her magazine cover, Corre Exotica, past and paid acting jobs. She's the superstar of having plus size models in the industry. She knows her business. Thank you so much, Queen Jamila. You're welcome, Sky, for believing in Andrietta and King Chuck for having her on your show also. Jamila gives us a choice. Sky's the limit. You know what, Chuck? When I be trying to type stuff, you don't be understanding what I be saying. But see, I know how to read between the lines.
That must be a model talk.
What's she talking about? It's like, well, it is. Right. You know how some people say, "Oh, Chuck just like that," Don't pay no attention to Chuck. Oh, you know how Jamila is, That's what I was trying to say. And he was like, what the hell is she talking about? But I can read between the lines. So, okay, thank you.
I try to. I try to get there, and she's laughing out loud now. Hey, thank you, Sky. Appreciate that. Sometimes, you type stuff in and it comes out wrong anyway.
Yeah, if you think it in your mind, you
Right,
think
right.
it in your mind. It's like, oh, they know what I'm talking about.
And I got big hands. Too, so sometimes I mistype stuff. I'm like, oh man, I gotta come back and get it. And she said, sorry for the grammar. Laugh out loud. It's all good, Sky. We appreciate
it. It is good.
Yes, indeed. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lala, I want you to talk a little bit about you traveling to Egypt and those experiences. Time is going fast. So I want you to, try to get a little bit of that in there because I thought that was very important.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just tell you why I went to Egypt. I was away, and while I was away, I read like 1,500 books.
Wow.
I wouldn't read no urban books. And the reason for me not reading urban books, because I have lived that life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I don't want to read anything that what I have lived that's like going backwards. How about the things that I have not learned?
Mm-hmm.
So I got into a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that Egypt was the cradle of civilization.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came home 2008, and I said, I'm not going to take no trips until I go to a certain place. I wanted to go to Mecca first, but Egypt was a give me.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Egypt and stayed there. And I didn't even get to see all of Egypt. I didn't even go to the Valley of the Kings.
Mm.
We just was up in like Alexander, Cairo. When we first landed in Egypt, I didn't even go to the hotel. I told them, take me to Cairo. I wanted to go to Cairo because that's what I read about Cairo. That's where Moses and the Pharaoh was in the streets, and I wanted to go right there. So I have my bags and everything. We coming down to the city. Everybody in the city seeing us, they look at us and they know we ain't from there.
Uh-huh.
But the people that was from there that was with us, what happened after we left and got to the hotel, they came back to the city, and the people that asked them, who was we? And they said them African-American Muslim from the United States. So when we came back the next day, everybody in the street would say, welcome home, welcome back to the mother, welcome to the motherland. We're glad you're here, so-and-so. I try to find out, how did they know?
Right, right.
And the guy told me when he dropped us off and came back, they was inquiring who was we, because they could look at us. And just like we could look at people that not from this country and know they not from here. And he told them, and when we came back the next day, they had open arms.
Wow.
Open arms. I met the imam of the biggest mosque in Egypt. And when he found out we wasn't there, he took us in the back and let us see the tomb of Hassan Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
That was the king of Egypt back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he took us in the back and let us see the tomb.
Wow.
From Egypt, we went to the pyramids, the Sphinx, and the whole nine. I wanted to go to the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the hood, and I had pictures. I got pictures in the whole nine of people in the hood and stuff like that. They found out we wasn't there. They were trying to give us something, and we wouldn't take it because we wanted to pay for it. But I should have been thinking, because in the Bible, when the angel came and seen one of the prophets, and the prophets offered him something to eat, and the angel said no, it was like a disrespect to the prophet. He knew something was wrong. I wasn't thinking at that time. Because if I would have been thinking, I would have took whatever he offered me out of appreciation. So I wouldn't take nothing. He wouldn't take our money. He wouldn't take our money. I wouldn't take nothing. We came to an understanding. He start crying. We start crying. Lord. But you got to understand the mentality of the people. Then it dawned on me about the story. Then I understood. And we stayed there. We wanted the hood is so messed up. I mean, you talking about a hood. The project there make it seem like paradise compared to there.
Wow.
But the only thing that they have in common is that they have the love and togetherness. I don't care if it's 5 of them. If they have an orange, they're going to cut it up and everybody going to get a piece.
Wow.
Some poor, but very happy.
Well, I mean, too, when we were coming up, you know, even if you didn't really, I didn't know, I didn't have when I was coming up. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we thought, hey, that was it. You know what I mean? But again, you know, it made me the person who I am now, you know, as far as like you said, the gift inside of me and how I like to, you know, if I got it, you got it. You know what I mean? You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So again, that's awesome. So what was that feeling like, man, landing, you know, in Egypt? Like, I know that had to be so...
Listen, man, listen. I used to read, you know, I read so many books that I could pick up a book and pick myself wherever I'm reading at. I would pick myself right there. When I came home and talked to a lot of Arabs and stuff like that, I told them about their country. And they asked me, yo, who are you? I said, what you mean? They say, how you know so much about my country? Who are you? I knew more than him. And every time they see me now, they always talking to me. Always talking to me.
Wow.
And that comes down to, it was back in history where they it was a battle between 2 sides, and one side would get the other side. And what they would do, they would sit the person down and say, listen, if you teach my people your language, I will let you go.
Right.
So it's very important that you know people's language, you know their culture, because they accept you more.
That's a sign of respect. You know, that you took time to learn. You know,
and
that's a sign of respect.
That's right.
It's respect.
I mean, I had a good time there, and like I said, you know, we probably have to go back because I haven't even been to the Valley of the Kings.
What's the Valley of the Kings?
The Valley of the Kings was all the kings. That was the king of Egypt. They got big statues about 5 buildings high of each statue. All in a valley. They call it the Valley of the Kings. Nothing but history.
Love it, man. Love it.
It's amazing.
It is. It is. We got let me see. Hold up. We got one more comment, and then we gotta go to commercial right quick. Okay, Sky says yes, and the phone be she's blaming the phone. So
all right. I got you, Sky.
Yeah, she has one more too. She says, wow, I always believe that I live in Egypt in the past as royalty. I'm always attracted to certain items, spiritual, in good taste. Did you feel you were spiritually back at home in Egypt, King?
You know, a lot of people feel like they was here before. But you cannot show me a spiritual book where a prophet or God said that a person was here before. Now, if anybody should have been here before, if God or anybody would have spoke of, it would have been Adam, because Adam was the first. Once you're gone, you're gone. Wherever we transition from that point on, nobody don't know. You don't know until the time comes. But if you read spiritual books will say that you're going to be judged. So that means when you pass away, the angel going to come and get your spirit and hold it until the day of judgment. And if your deeds outweigh your bad deeds, you're going to be good. And if your deeds don't outweigh your bad deed, that means you're going to the hellfire for a certain period of time. Then you go to paradise. But you're not coming back. Moses didn't come back. Abraham didn't come back. Adam didn't come back. Isaac didn't come back. Jacob didn't come back. So what you would think you're going to come back?
All right. Hey, we're going to go right into commercial, and we're going to come back. Here we go.
We'll be back.
We'll be right back. And that is the A game. Great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. So if you want your free sample, I have 3 left. Give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A game. And this is for men only. Women, we're working on something for you, so just be ready. So we back, Jamila.
Lala's back.
You back on?
Lala's back.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the Sphinx and the pyramids.
All right, the pyramids. You have like a couple of pyramids out there. You have one from the small and to the large. Now, each pharaoh, the first pharaoh came up with an idea to build a pyramid. And I think the pyramid was for burial or worshiping or something like that. But after they built the first one, the next pharaoh that came up, his whole ideology was to do something more better than what the first pharaoh did. So each pharaoh wanted to capitalize off the next. And which was good because of the simple fact that look at the last 2 pyramids. Been up years and they still don't understand how the pyramid been built and who built them. Now at them times, now you're talking about the pure time. That's what I would call it. Everything was pure. You know, it wasn't no invasion. It wasn't no stealing history and all of that other stuff. You know what I mean? What I have been reading is nothing new under the sun. And if you look at history back at that time, you see we already had balcony. We already been living by beaches and stuff like that. And if you do the migration of civilization, you always will see we always migrated by water because water brings life. The body contains 70% of water. So they always had streams and waterfronts. And this is why when you talk about the Europeans and the Dark Ages, The Dark Ages mean that they were living in the dark, and the Dark Ages, Africans were living in silk and gold and lights and all of this other stuff. Technology. You will see an African with something on his chest, communicating up there. So that mean they already had communication at that time. We always been communicating with beings, because and when you read history, it says that God is the God of the universe, of the worlds, not worlds. So right there, you should understand there's different worlds out here. So we always been communicating.
Yes, sir.
What about the Sphinx? Why they take the rock and knock their noses off?
Well, when you don't want people to know who you are,
right,
and your own identity is the structure of the nose, so what you're gonna do? You're gonna knock it off. You want to keep somebody deaf, dumb, and blind. But they always say whatever's in the light, whatever's in the dark, gonna come to the light. I don't care how much you try to hide it. How much it's gonna come to life. And that's what's happening now. Like a lot of people said, this generation, a young generation, is so and so, and no. You got to understand, this generation is the best generation we ever had. This generation have changed the world.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King couldn't do it. Malcolm X didn't do it. Ali didn't do it. This generation have changed the culture of the world. Everybody dressing like the way they dress. Everybody rapping and stuff like that.
Yeah. But who was marching, during George Floyd, that whole last summer? Yeah. I mean, it was the young kids out there,
right?
They was out there, COVID or non-COVID.
That's right.
White, black, green, blue, Asian, they were all out there.
If you do a history check on South Africa, they said Nelson Mandela free the people. No. Them young kids were getting ready to free the people. They had a man come from out of Africa that came there and taught in school, and were teaching them history about the Roman Empire, the African Empire, and how different civilization flipped, and who flipped them, and how they start flipping. It was the young kids that got together and start going against the government and protesting. So more young kids got together and they wanted a change. Now, in Nelson Mandela's situation, when them young kids found out the power that they have learned from that professor, they start organizing. Because they were tired of people taking things from them or discriminating against. They was tired, and they wanted to change. And they were getting ready to change the whole society. And it was nothing nobody could do. So they had to get Nelson Mandela. They had to get Jesse Jackson, all of them, get them together, hook up a plan, and get this man out there, talk to him. Listen, we're going to let you go. We want you to, to get this in order. And we let you out. He agreed. Bam, they put him out. Now, what he taught his wife, he went against everything he taught his wife. But them kids were getting ready to change it. If they like it or not, it was coming.
Hey, we got a question out there from Sky Dawn. She says, Lala, do you think that our neighborhoods from other worlds partnered in the development of building Egypt? That's a good question.
Of a neighborhood, partners and building Egypt. Well, you know, honestly, I'm just going to give you my opinion of who built Egypt. Each brick of that pyramid weighed tons. You can't even have a crane to lift one of them bricks up. So how did the pyramid get built and get built in a structure that is perfect? They don't even know the mathematics they use. Where does high technology come from? It had to come from another world. Now, right now, they say they seeing objects. Right now, they just had it on Face the Nation. Nightly news, they see an object moving so fast. What is it? And they've been seeing this for years. All you got to do is ask the Africans. The African will tell you what that is. Because the Africans still have the system that they have since the beginning of the time. They wasn't writing nothing down. It was taught to them through their forefathers. Your forefathers tell you the stories, and you're not going to forget it because your forefathers been telling for years, and you passing it down.
All right.
So yeah, we had computers. You go in the pyramids, you see all these writing. You go so far in the pyramid, and what they did, they test the walls and see if it was lit up by torches. It wasn't no torches. You can't. There's nothing up there. So they had to have lights. Where the lights come from?
Right.
They had a light system long time ago. How you gonna fix them chambers up in there with torches?
Right.
And if it's the torches, the ceiling going to be black. There's no sign of smoke or nothing in there. I mean, you know, we might not be the smartest person in the world, but we have common sense and logic.
Mm-hmm.
And that will outsmart anything if we sit down and use it.
Right. All right.
So we're going to get ready to wind up. This has been a fascinating hour and probably 15 minutes. And Lala, I want you to give, your information where people can reach out to you. If they can't reach out to you, they can reach out to me and I'll give them to you. But before you do that, give us the last word. And we appreciate you. You have enlightened us, you have entertained us, and you have educated us. Mm-hmm. And so, thank you.
Definitely. And what you want me to give y'all?
Well, you give your
phone number. You said you had.
Right. I'm gonna give you my phone. My office number is 866-937-9995.
What about your social media? People may want to reach out to you, follow you, like you.
My Instagram is Lay 15 Dynasty.
So
105 Dynasty.
Yeah, Lay 15 Dynasty. And my Facebook is Delaney Johnson.
Okay.
They took down my old social media. They took mine down. They took Bootsy down and a couple of other people social media down a couple of months ago. And these are all new.
Okay.
But I'm looking for models, and models, please get in contact with me. If y'all serious about what y'all doing, we're going to get some things done. We're going to have fashion shows. I have a clothing line. I'm going to come out with women clothing line, and I want them to be hot. If there's some designers out there, get with me. Definitely get with me.
Well, you're at the right place. You certainly at the right place. Yeah.
When they told me about you, they said, listen, you have to call her.
Yeah, you did.
And
you did.
gave you a call.
Yeah, you did.
I'm the type of person, I don't like to crashinate because I be having a whole lot of things to do. So why should I wait until tomorrow when I can get it done now?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So that's my whole thought pattern on that.
And that's a great mentality to have, you know what I mean? Get it done now while you can, you know what I mean?
And I like giving back to the community.
Okay.
I'm big on that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm big on that, because I have grandkids, kids, and stuff like that. Now, if a person is not giving back to the community, they're not taking care of their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kids is part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids is part of the development structure. Social, personal, interactive. So you have to be concerned about the community. I help a lot of politicians because whatever I can do, if I support a good politician and he doing a good job, that's my work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you looking for any music artists or rappers or anybody? I'm
looking for
any other talent?
Some rappers also. I'm going to start doing some ciphers with different hot artists and put it out there and start advertising, promoting. I want to get some of these females out here, female artists. Hit me up. Y'all have my number. Hit me up. Let's get it done. But if you're not about your business, please don't hit me up. Please. If you're about your business, we're going to get it done.
Awesome conversation. Hey, look, I just want to tell people where they can find us at. They can find us on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Also at Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk. And you can email us at feelgoodtalk113@gmail.com. We also have a plethora of shows here at Feel Good Talk, and I just want to break all those shows down while I'm here. And let's see. We got something for everybody. We got Feel Good Talk Love 101. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with my man Naeem Najib. Check him out. We also have Let's Talk About It on Thursdays at 7 p.m. with Izzy Meditates and Kendra Moore. We also have Williams World on Fridays at 6 p.m. with my man William Dickerson. And today we have Jamila J's Girl Talk on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, and you see it right there. There you go. Okay. And then we have Give Me Some Sugar, Baking with Steven on Sundays. That's every other Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He's on summer break for right now, but he will be back in the fall. So definitely check him out with all of his different desserts that he does make right on air here. And then we have Feel Good Talk. These are all the pre-recorded shows. We have Mindfulness Mondays with Izzy Meditates. It's Monday at 9. Words from the Heart with Shayna Gordine. That's Tuesdays at 9 a.m. More Life with Essential Oils on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And Cassandra's Corner Saturdays at 10 a.m. This is all on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. So that's where you can find us at. That's where we are. And today we're at Jamila J's Girl Talk with my man Lele, baby.
Yeah, definitely. And, I want to thank y'all for having me on the show. A lot of information I didn't give out. I had denied a lot of magazine companies, radio stations from interviewing over the simple fact that I'm about to write a book on my life. And when I do that, I'm going to let y'all interview me again.
Good.
Okay, awesome.
We're really going to get into it.
Okay.
Awesome.
You're part of the family, so You know, we got to take care of each other, right? We're part of the
No
community,
doubt
part
about
of the family.
No,
Yeah,
no, no doubt about that. Let's keep
yeah,
the relationship going. Let's make some things happen.
yeah.
Let's get in there and do some things.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
And
So thank you, Lala, for
yes,
spending your, I don't want to say Independence Day, but July 4th with us. You know, we appreciate
right.
you and we enjoyed this conversation. I didn't know where we was going with this. I knew you just, the conversations we had was, you know, amazing. And I wanted to share that knowledge you had
Mhm.
and, you know, with Chuck and our Feel Good family. And so now you're part of the family and you can come back before you write the book, after you write the book, when you're going to have a, you know, when you're going to do your shows, you know, you can come back anytime and we'll always welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Jamila, Jay, Girl Talk Show. I definitely thanks for this opportunity for y'all to have me on this show. And the next time, fill the house up because we're gonna really give people something to think about.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, awesome.
if we don't look out for ourselves, who is? A lot of brothers and sisters
Yeah,
need to step up. Step up. You don't let's be on the front line. Let's make it happen. Accept responsibility because this is what we in society for. Don't let nobody tell us nothing different.
yeah,
God is not going to give you much that you cannot handle. He could give it all to me. I'm going to get it done. They have a story in the Bible with Joan. Was God sent him out to take care of something. He didn't want to take care of it. So he jumped on the ship that went in the ocean and the whale swallowed him. Then he prayed on his knees and the whale spit him out. Then he said, God, what you want me to do? I'm going to do it. Well, I'm going to be the opposite of him. Before he even asked me to do something, I'm going to be online ready to do it. And when I finish that, I'm going to come back and do it again.
Amen.
Cool.
He going to get to the point and say, I want somebody to do something. Everybody is up late. He's not giving nobody else the chance.
So, Lay, what we do is when we close the show, I'm going to count to 3, and we always say, peace. So, you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a safe day off, 4th of July. And we will see you next week. 1, 2, 3.
Peace out.
Peace.